Hello and good evening to you. It's 18:30 GMT and this is the key point. My name is Alfred Okanse and it's coming to you live from our news hub here at Adisawe here in Accra. And tonight, businessman at the center of the controversial judgment that Alfred Woyome files for a stay of proceedings pending the determination of the motion or notice to discharge or reverse earlier ruling on November 16, 2016. We'll be interrogating this particular detail, how this will impact on the much-awaited oral examination by Martin Amido tomorrow. We call it the November 24 showdown, as we see here. But with the developments, we're finding out from a legal practitioner how this impacts on what will be happening tomorrow here on The Key Point. My name is Alfred Okanse. Stay with us. All right, so the developments coming through less than 24 hours ahead of that much-awaited hearing or the oral examination of Martin Amido by we were told the businessman Alfred Woyome has filed for a stay of proceedings pending the determination of the motion on notice to discharge or reverse earlier ruling on November 16, 2016. The Supreme Court, presided over by His Lordship Enim Yaboa, had earlier granted former Attorney General and Minister of Justice Martin Amido to cross-examine Alfred Woyome over the 51 million Ghana cedis judgment debt. Earlier, Martin Amido alleged that the president could block the planned oral examination on the businessman. He argued that Alfred Woyome could reveal politically explosive information during the examination that could destroy the president's re-election chances on December 7, claiming that the Attorney General abandoned the process to orally examine Woyome on the instructions of President John Mahama. All right, so let's chronicle some events preceding this moment as we're speaking. If you recall, on Friday, November 18, 2016, the man at the center of the case, businessman Alfred Woyome, denied ever saying there is a list of persons who have benefited from the judgment debt money. Let's take a listen to him.
I've answered this question that there is no list. And I can also tell you again that that statement that I say I have a list is concocted. I think anybody should bring my voice or any writing that I have ever said that there are lists of people to be mentioned. I don't think that ever existed. So please ignore it. And as I'm going to pay, because I'm being forced under duress to pay and I must respect the law, I will do that. I have a structured payment. I have spoken to Ghanaians and the evidence is there. They can make their mind. But I'm telling you, don't take Martin Amido seriously because I don't take him seriously.
Thank you.
So that is what Alfred Woyome said after that ruling by the Supreme Court last week. But in the wake of the Supreme Court ruling, the former Attorney General and Minister of Justice Martin Amido called on the electorate to vote out the NDC come December 7, 2016 if the money in question is to be retrieved. Let's listen to what Martin Amido had to say.
A new government will prosecute Woyome under Article 2, 3 and 4 of the 1992 Constitution for high crime. Should he delay any further in refunding the unconstitutional loot? Fellow patriotic citizens, I have fought for 2 long years for justice for the Constitution and for all of us. And the Supreme Court eventually vindicated the public's interest by ordering the refund of the unconstitutional loot to the Republic of Ghana. Unfortunately, the government, as the leading looter, has put obstacles in our way in enforcing the orders of the court. Fellow citizens, help me in the name of the Constitution to retrieve your money that was looted by voting for a new president. Let us protect our constitutional rights and not be hoodwinked by electioneering ploys.
All right, so that's Martin Amido there earlier also after that Supreme Court ruling. So with this stay of motion that's been filed by two of it actually by Alfred Woyome and one by a private legal practitioner. So there are three different motions altogether asking that there should be a stay of motion on that particular oral examination, which has been much awaited tomorrow, November 24. We'll be finding out from a legal practitioner how this development impacts on the possibility of the oral examination coming off tomorrow. Stay with us here on the Keep On It Block shortly. All right, so welcome back to Key Point here on TV3, coming to you live from our news hub here at this hour. Just so you know, that's what's happening as I speak at the moment. Three motions have actually been filed for a stay of proceedings pending the discharge or the determination of the motion on notice to discharge or reverse earlier ruling on November 16 regarding the oral examination of Alfred Woyome by Martin Amido. So that's the news just coming through. We're just waiting or anticipating what's going to be happening tomorrow at the Supreme Court. November 24 was the day a lot of people had been counting on and counting down to find out how that oral examination will take place. But this November 24 showdown, as you see here, probably may be impacted by this development, and that's what we will be getting a little more legal understanding to it and how this actually does impact on this particular ruling. So if you recall, the Supreme Court, presided over by His Lordship Justice Enemi Obua, had earlier granted Martin Amido that leave of having Alfred Woyome orally examined by him because of the development. You recall, right after that ruling by the Supreme Court last week, there was a lot of reactions and also outbursts by both Martin Amido and Alfred Woyome. If you see that on the 18th of November, that was what the court ruled. On the 16th of November, that was what the ruling was set up by Martin Amido and also Alfred Woyome. Also, 2 days after, the Supreme Court is persecuting me. That's according to Alfred Woyome. That was how he described that particular ruling by the Supreme Court, to have him orally examined by Martin Amido. He also indicated that he was going to fight for the reversal of that particular Supreme Court ruling, as was indicated earlier on. So he had already indicated all these things, and also Martin Amido also saying that there's a possibility that the president would do well to block his oral examination tomorrow. But as we know, that this particular three suits having to plead with the courts to stay the proceedings of this oral examination was not filed by the president, but a private legal practitioner, and then two also by Alfred Woyome, the businessman in the center of this judgment debt, which has also been going on now for some time now. This is what's been happening here. We're going to be staying with this on News 360, so stay with us here on TV3. My name is Alfred Okansi. This has been Key Point. On behalf of the rest of the team, have a good evening.